Welcome. Your art is a spell, and it will change your life and the world around you. Have you ever made something beautiful, something radical, tender, witchy, or just really you, and hit post with hopes in your heart only to watch it vanish into the void? No likes, no comments, no reach, no explanation. It's like the internet whispered silencio. Well, friends, that might not just be your imagination. You may have been shadow banned. Welcome back to Your Art is a Spell. My name is Edgar Fabian Frias, and today we're breaking a curse. Because let's be real, shadow banning is a 21st century witch hunt. But instead of burning you at the stake, the algorithm just quietly buries your presence and your work and pretends it never existed. But we're still here. We see each other, and we're gonna talk about why this happens, who it targets, and how to cast spells that the algorithm cannot erase. So first off, what is shadow banning? Shadow banning is when a platform, usually without telling you, suppresses your content. Your posts stop showing up on certain hashtags, your stories tank, people don't see your posts anymore, your reach nosedives, you become invisible. It's censorship, but done in a sneaky, cowardly way. You don't get a big public ban. They don't tell you directly that it's happening. No community guidelines strike, just silence. And it tends to target people, well, like us. Artists, witches, queers, sex positive, educators, sex workers, radicals, truth tellers, basically anyone who challenges the algorithm's comfort zone or challenges white supremacist patriarchal culture, which we know a lot of these platforms are built on. And what do the platforms say? They will say over and over that shadow banning isn't real, but that's cute. We know better. We've seen entire communities go quiet overnight after posting about Palestine, Black Lives Matter, mutual aid, or even a spicy art pick. This isn't paranoia, it's a pattern. And who gets the most impacted? Let's break it down. First, we'll talk about artists and performers, especially those who are fat, trans, disabled, erotic, or just a little too real. Witches and healers are also targeted for posting their spells, for talking about magic, or anything that unsettles the patriarchal norm. Activists are also another group that gets targeted when they call out the system, when they talk about empire or capitalism or injustice. Their reach immediately tanks. Sex educators and sex workers, anyone who's a body positive creator, anyone who wants to love their bodies or love other bodies in public. And these are not coincidences. These systems were never really designed for us to be fully visible. They've just given us the idea of visibility. They were actually designed to profit off of us and then mute us when we get too loud. And yeah, of course, I'm talking from personal experience. I meet a lot of these criteria, and of course, I've been shadow banned many, many times before. I've watched my reach plummet after posting about police violence and injustice. I've had my artwork hidden after critiquing systems of inequity within the art realm. I've lost many followers after sharing openly about Palestine or talking about Black Lives Matter. Anytime I've spoken too truthfully, too passionately, I've watched it happen over and over again to my account, as well as so many of my friends. Some have even had their accounts deleted. Some people were told that their art was too explicit because it depicted a nude body, even though we have a long history of nude bodies in artwork. And other people were locked out of their accounts simply for existing as who they are. The message is clear. Quiet, be safe, be sellable. And we say, absolutely not. So what do we do when we've been shadowbanned by these platforms and systems? First, a few strategic counterspells. If you're staying on these platforms like Instagram, first, I want you to check your hashtags. Some of these hashtags are banned without warning. Yes, even random ones like hashtag goddess or hashtag curvy have been blocked in the past. Use smaller, more community specific hashtags and try to keep them between 3 to 5 at the most. Another tip for those on Instagram is engagement pods or online covens. Team up with your friends, hype each other up, comment, save, DM each other's work. Mutual aid isn't cheating, it is survival. And last but definitely not least, speak in code. So many people are already doing this, and I'm really inspired by the way people on TikTok and YouTube do this. Replace letters with numbers or symbols. Put sensitive text in a screenshot instead of writing it out in the caption, and come up with new words that can signify other things. For example, I want to highlight this amazing video by Taylor Lorenz that talks about a huge group of people on the internet talking about, just do it. Someone needs to do it. And we all know what they're talking about. So watch that video if you haven't yet. I'm going to be linking it in the description notes. But here's the truth. All of these different tips, they're just patches, just band-aids, not real liberation. Let's talk now about real freedom outside of these constraints. What's the most powerful spell you can cast in the age of algorithmic censorship? Stop letting the algorithm define your worth. Seriously. Here's some ways that you could do that. First, I want to recommend you to start a newsletter. If you have a newsletter, I want you to comment it here so that I can sign up because I want to be on your newsletter. Yeah, you might see newsletters as clunky or old school, but guess what? You cannot censor newsletters. They go straight to the people who are on your list, people who want to hear from you. No bots, no reach settings, just you and your people. I have a newsletter and you can subscribe by going to yourartisaspell.com. If you want to get on my newsletter, again, let me know about your newsletters. Leave them in the comments. Let's support each other by sharing our newsletters and signing up for each other's newsletters so we can exit the algorithm together. The number two, another thing you could do is make your own home on the internet, create a website, make a blog, a Patreon, a little digital altar where your art lives freely. No algorithmic overlords, just pure signal, pure vibrations. Again, you can go to yourartisaspell.com to check out my little home away from home on the internet. And I want to invite you to check out some of the artwork I've made in the last couple of years. Go old school and go underground. And what I mean by that is word of mouth is amazing. Creating flyers or zines is so powerful and can help you reach those that need to hear your message. There is something so organic and magical about picking up a flyer somewhere or finding a little zine that resonates so deeply with you. So don't forget that there are alternative ways of finding your people out there that exist outside of the internet. Of course, we cannot do this alone. I want you to find a coven, get a group of people together who will uplift and support your artwork, who will share your work, just like I'm asking you all to share this episode with one of your friends who's been shadow banned. I want you to also ask people to share your work. Our connections to each other are so much more powerful than these algorithms could ever be. And so let's leverage and use these connections to amplify our impact in the world. Make sure that you spotlight yourself and that you spotlight others and that others put the spotlight on you as well. And I think it's so important to speak up loudly about this happening. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to make this episode. We need to name the shadow ban. We need to let people know that it's a real thing, that it happens, it's happening, it's going to continue to happen. Normalize talking about it, be public. It's not being bitter, it's being real. And I say this with so much love. I quiet quit Instagram this year at the beginning of the year, and not because I didn't care, but because I care too much. I have a video that I've made about the reasons why I quit, and I'm going to be linking it in the show notes as well as in this video if you're watching on YouTube. But I have so many reasons why I've decided to quiet quit Instagram and to put more of my energy and focus into this podcast, into my website, into my newsletter and my blog. And in the time since I've made this big decision, I have felt so much more connected to my community. I have felt like more and more people are becoming aware of me and my art practice. I've been so thrilled to receive messages from you all via email, via comments. It's been so magical to work with other webs that are not within these algorithmic structures. So don't feel like you have to disappear if you want to get out of this shadow ban. You can just reroute your magic off the feed and into the forest, into real community. So let's just zoom out for a second. What if the shadow ban is just a shadow, the part of society that wants to keep us hidden, the part of us that is too wild, too scared, too disruptive to be legible? Well, guess what? Witches live in the shadows. Artists thrive in the unseen. We don't need the validation of these algorithms to be real. We were never meant to be palatable. If the algorithm casts you out, bring as many people as you can with you. Become uncensorable. Become the echo they cannot mute. Post for the ones who find you in dreams. Make art for the future archive. Write for the collective memory. Your art is still a spell, even when it's ghosted, even when it vanishes, even when no one clicks like. And the ones who need your art the most, they'll find it. They always do. So if you've ever had your voice disappear online, this episode was made just for you because I know I'm not alone in this. And if you're still in the algorithm trying to be seen, know that you're not alone. Keep casting your spells. Just don't let them tell you that your magic is not working because it's not trending or going viral. Your art is still powerful. It is still making an impact whether or not the algorithms approve of it. Do you want more of this? I want to encourage you again to sign up for my newsletters. This is the place where I share about upcoming events, projects, collaborations. I often share about these episodes through my newsletter as well. And you can go to yourartisaspell.com to sign up. My newsletter is a place where I can share uncensored, unshadowbanned realness. And also, I want to invite you to subscribe to this show on YouTube, as well as anywhere you get your podcast. And if you know anyone who's been shadow banned or silenced online, I want you to share this episode with them. Let's remind each other that we're not alone in the shadows. We have each other in the dark because we were never meant to be quiet. We were meant to haunt. And just know that our spirits are so strong, and that is one of the reasons why these systems feel the need to shadow ban us. But they don't understand that they're just making us stronger, more diverse. We're browner, more indigenous, more witchy, more radical. They are making their worst nightmare happen. We are here to haunt y'all. We are here to haunt them. So be the best ghost, be the best shadowbanned monster and mutant you can be. And never forget that your art is a spell and it will change your life and the world around us. See you all soon.